Hi guys, today we're going to work on 7.RP.3 circle graph percentages. It's numbered heads together. So if you're in class, we're doing numbered heads together, but if you're not, then you're kind of working on this alone. This is going to be a question on your test next Thursday, so I want to make sure that you know how to do this. I can determine the appropriate angle measure given a percentage and the part or whole amount. And I can determine the part given the percentage in total, the total given the percentage in the part, or the percentage given the part and the total of a circle graph. So what is the correct angle measure associated with soccer? Okay, so angle measure. So I know there are 360 degrees, right, in a circle graph. And I know a circle graph is made up of 100%. You guys learned that in little people school, that circle graphs are percentages. But I've also reviewed it with the vocabulary. So 100% would be 360 degrees. It says soccer is 25%. So I'm going to divide by 100. And I get 3.6. And then I'm going to multiply by 25. So 3.6 times 25 is 90. So the appropriate angle measure would be 90 degrees. Tom sold candles to raise money for the sports club. He reported the sales to the club in the circle graph below. If 19% of the candles were vanilla scented, so this color, which angle measure was used to make that sector of the graph? So I know that I have my percent, I have my degrees. I know 100% is 360 degrees. I know that I'm finding 19%. So I divide by 100, and I'm multiplying by 19. So 3.6 times 19 in my calculator. And I get 68.4. So when I would be drawing this, I need to draw an angle that's 68.4 degrees. Kristen is designing a circular garden. She wants to plant 32% of the garden covered with tomato plants, 44 with cucumber plants, as shown in the diagram below. How many degrees greater is the measure of the angle for the cucumber plant sector than the measure of the angle for the tomato plants? Well, I know that I want to subtract these two. So 44 minus 32, because I want to figure out how many degrees greater. So I have 12, right? I know that I have 100, and that's 360 degrees. I know I'm finding 1, and I want to find what 12% would be, because that's going to tell me how much greater the degree is. So I'm going to divide by 100, and I'm going to multiply by 12. So in my calculator, I'm doing 12 times 3.6. And I get 43.2 degrees. So that the cucumber plants would be, that angle would be 43.2 degrees larger than the tomato plants, which you can see based on the circle graph. Okay, the circle graph below shows Ben spends how he spends his time at school each Monday. His total time at school is 8 hours. According to the graph, how long is Ben at band practice? So I know that 100% of his time is 8 hours. I know that at band, he's there for 15% of his time. So I'm going to divide by 100. I'm going to multiply by 15. So I'm going to do 0.08 times 15 in my calculator, and I get 1.2 hours. Okay? The next one says, the graph below shows the suggested family budget broken down into 10 categories. What is the degree measure for the central angle for the sector labeled savings? So I know that I have 100%, and that's 360 degrees. I know I want to find the savings. So I'm going to look around and find the one that says savings. 7%. So I divide by 100 and I get 3.6, and I'm multiplying by 7. So in my calculator, I'm doing 3.6 times 7, and I get 25.2 degrees. Isabella is making a color wheel, shown like the one below, to show 12 colors. If Isabella draws a radii, which is from the center out, to produce equal sectors for each color, what will be the measure of x? So what will be the angle measure of the central angle of the sector? So I know I've got percent. I know I've got my degrees. I know I know 100% would be 360 degrees. And I want to find 1/12 of this. So I'm going to actually do 100 divided by 12 to find out what percentage I'm finding. 8.3% repeating. Okay, so I'm finding 8.3% repeating, because if I take 100% and I divide by 12, this would be 8.3% repeating. I'm not going to clear my calculator. Well, I kind of have. No, I don't. So I'm going to do 8.3% repeating times 3.6. And I get 30. So each one will be a 30-degree angle. At a department store, the store sold 12,568 DVDs. So that's how many were sold last year. That's the total. The circle graph below shows the percentage of each type of DVDs. How many action and adventure DVDs were sold last year? So that's 45%. So I know 100% was 12,568. And I want to find 45% of that. So I'm going to divide by 100. And I get 125.68. And then I'm going to multiply by 45. And I get 5,655.6 DVDs. And it says about how many. So depending on what my answer choices said, I would say 5,656 DVDs, because I would round up. But depending on what the choices were, I might round down. 24 students were surveyed to determine their favorite healthy snack. The results are surveyed in the chart below. Use the data to make a circle graph. What would be the correct angle measure for the yogurt sector of my circle graph? All right, so I know that I have I know that I have 100 and I know I have 100%, and that's 24 snacks. I want to find yogurt, right? So that would be 4. So I'm going to divide by 24. So 100 divided by 24 gets me 4.16 repeating. I'm not going to clear my calculator. I'm going to multiply by 4. And I get 16.6 repeating. So I know that's my percentage. So now I need to find what my angle measure is going to be. So I know that 100% would be 360 degrees. I want to find what 16.6% would be repeating. So I know this is 3.6, so I'm going to multiply that. 16.6 repeating by 3.6. I get 60 degrees. So my angle would be 60 degrees. A certain high school has 240 students that made honor roll. According to the information, how many seniors made honor roll? So I have 100. And I have 240 students. And I know the seniors are 30%. So I'm going to divide by 100. And I'm going to multiply by 30. So 2.4 times 30, I get 72. So 72 seniors made honor roll. So then they want to know what angle measure would represent the senior sector of the circle graph. Well, if I know 72 seniors made honor roll, and I know that's 30%, I know 100% is 360. I want to find 30%, so I divide by 100, and I'm going to multiply by 30. I get 108 degrees. All right, Ethan made the following circle graph to plan for his budget for the City League soccer team he coaches. He has a total budget of $225. How much money does Ethan plan to spend on soccer balls? All right, so I know I have my percent and I have my money. I know the total amount is $225. I know I'm looking for soccer balls. So that's that color. So it's like that one. Yeah. So that's 40%. So I divide by 100. And I multiply by 40. And I get $90. So he plans to spend $90 on the soccer balls. Presley made the following circle graph to show how she plans to use $155 budget for the chili cook-off fundraiser. How much does Presley plan to spend on decorations? All right, decorations is that light color, so that's 15%. So I have 100% is $155. And I know I want to spend 15%. So I'm going to divide by 100. Then I'm going to multiply by 15. $23.25. The following circle graphs show how Sarah and Jack spend their monthly income. If Sarah earns $2,400 per month and Jack earns $2,000 per month, how much more does Jack pay for utilities than Sarah? Okay, well, I'm going to have to make two tables. So utilities is this one. So I'm dividing by 100. So I'm doing 24 times 20. And I get $480. Then I'm doing Jack. I have 100, and that's 2,000. And his utilities are 25%. Divide by 100. So 20 times 25, I get 500. So they want to know how much more does Jack pay than Sarah. Well, I'm going to subtract 500 minus 480, and I get $20. So Jack pays $20 more per month, even though he makes less. Last question. Roberto recorded his monthly expenses in the table below. What is the appropriate size angle measure for Roberto's clothing expenses on a circle graph? Okay, well, I have to find his percent first. So I know 100% would be, well, I don't know how much he made, so I'm going to have to add that up. So 250 plus 125 plus 100 plus 25. So he makes a total of $500 a month. I want to figure out just clothing, so that's 125. So I divide by 500. So 100 divided by 500 is 0.2. And then I'm multiplying by 125. I get 25%. So now I need to find the angle measure. So I know 100% is 360 degrees. Find it for 1, and then I'm finding for 25. So I get 3.6 times 25, get 90 degrees. So he spends 25% on clothing every month. It's a lot of money. All right, I wish you were in class, but I hope you're having a great time wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you next time you're at school. Bye.